NBC Sports presents the best of the National Football League, the American Football Conference. Today from the Astrodome, it's the Miami Dolphins versus the Houston Oilers. Today's game is brought to you by the new Chrysler Corporation, your Dodge and Chrysler Plymouth dealers. We're coming back strong with the cars and the value America wants. By Canon Plain Paper Copiers, Micronics makes it simple. By Schlitz, the Master Brewer's Brew. Just one taste and you'll know behind every Schlitz is a man who knows his beer. And by GTE. GTE is telecommunications and a whole lot more. Hello, everybody. This is Charlie Jones along with Lynn Dawson. The Houston Oilers winning the toss, and that means that Carl Roaches and Willie Tullis will be the deep backs on the return as we are ready to go. Uwe von Schamann for the Dolphins is kicking off. And two great return specialists from the 1-yard line. This is Carl Roaches. Roaches to the 10, 15, Roaches to the 20, 25, still on his feet, 30, 35, 40 yards on the return. Glenn Blackwood makes the tackle for the Dolphins, so we'll set the offense for the Houston Oilers. Ken Stabler at quarterback. The running backs are Carpenter and Campbell. The receivers, Ken Burrow, Mike Renfro, and Mike Barber is the only tight end the Oilers have. There is a look at that offensive line, and we'll be documenting the play of Leon Gray, number 74, the offensive left tackle. Mark it at the 40-yard line. Houston in their own territory, 39 yards on the kickoff return. I formation. Renfro in motion. Earl Campbell, and he has a yard to the 41, and that is it. Bob Baumauer is there to stop him. So it'll be second down and 9, and we can now check the defense of the Dolphins with Betters, Baumauer, and Bo Kepper up front. The 4 linebackers. Brudzinski, Roan, Dewey, and Gordon, and the secondary, and a very active corner. Don McNeil and Gerald Small on the corners. They are the 2 fastest men on the Dolphin team. Second down and 9 as all of the cast has now been set. Stabler to throw, 5 on the pattern. Going complete to the 46-yard line. That is Rob Carpenter out of the backfield. A gain of 5 on the play. It'll be third down and 4.
Charlie, we said we were going to be isolating on number 74, Leon Gray, and here he is making a good block on Vern Den Herter. Now, we're going to isolate on this man because Kenny Stabler is left-handed, and he has to be protected from that side. He wants to be in a position where he does not have to worry about that left tackle position. Leon Gray is an all-pro. Most of the time, you don't have to worry about that position.
Ronnie Coleman in the backfield. Ronnie swings over the middle. Stabler is dead. First sack of the ball game, and Bob Baumauer got him. The Dolphins have 8 sacks already on the season starting today. That is their 9th and Baumauer's first.
For Miami, they're going to be putting pressure on Ken Stabler all day. You see a little game between the 2 defensive linemen. Baumauer came up the middle. No one touched him. And when that happens to a quarterback for Stabler, absolutely no place to go.
Cliff Parsley will be kicking. Tommy Vigorito is set for the return. Not that good a kick. Fair catch is called for and taken at the 31-yard line. The Dolphins in their own territory. They'll be going with a first down. A chance for us to look at the offense following that punt of 33 yards. David Woodley is the quarterback with Tony Nathan and Woody Bennett, the 2 running backs. Duriel Harris, Nat Moore, and Ronnie Lee are the receivers, and that offensive line of Giesler, Kuchenberg, Dennard, Newman, and Laxo. They spotted at the 32-yard line, so the Dolphins' first offensive thrust, they're in their own territory. David Woodley from LSU in his second year, taken in the 8th round of the draft. The delayed screen left side is complete to number 34, but this time it is Woody Bennett. He goes to the 39, picks up 7. It'll be second down and 3 as Vernon Perry was there for the Houston Oilers along with Greg Bingham. So let's look at that defense of the Oilers, and it has been tough. Bethea, Kennard, Stentrud. Front three. Brazil, Bingham, Hunt, and Washington are the linebackers. And that secondary consists of 3 former free agents and a 9th-round draft choice. But don't let that fool you. They're good.
Taking a look at number 33, J.C. Wilson. You see on his right hand, that he does have an injury problem there. Makes it difficult to intercept passes.
Bennett, the remaining back, and Woody gets the call, has the first down. He goes to the 46-yard line. He picks up 7. It'll be the first down of the ball game as Greg Bingham makes the tackle.
The offensive plays for Miami, they will be coming in from the sidelines. Head coach Don Shula will be calling the plays. And, of course, he coordinates everything with all the other coaches and the other personnel. And I asked him about it,
yes.
And he says it's not too well organized. Sometimes I just have to yell out there and tell him what to call.
He said the fallacy is that Houston could also hear me when I yell. First down, Miami from their own 46. No score, opening moments of the ball game. Deep over the middle, into coverage, and he overthrows the intended receiver, the tight end, Ronnie Lee. So bring it back to the Miami 46-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
He was looking for his tight end, but over on the right sideline, number 81, Jimmy Cephalo, was wide open. J.C. Wilson was his man. You're taking a look at the pass now, coming right down the middle, trying to hit between the zones. The ball was fortunately overthrown. He overthrew everybody. Otherwise, the defense had a chance to intercept that ball. Notice on first down, throwing the football. Trying to take some of the pressure off, getting into a 2nd down situation where they don't have 2nd and long to go. But they do this time.
Woody Bennett. Bennett into Houston territory to the Houston 47-yard line. He picks up 7. It'll be 3rd down and 3 as Robert Brazil makes the tackle.
Woody Bennett is one of those fine straight-ahead runners. Now, he doesn't do a lot of dancing. He gets hold of that ball, and the 2 carries that he has carried has been straight ahead. And that's probably the strength of this fullback.
He'll be coming out, 3rd down and 3.
Take a look at Don Shula, the head coach. Don Strock, number 10. Quarterback is also on the sidelines.
3rd and 3. 3 wide receivers are in, and Woodley wants a change of the football. You talked about J.C. Wilson, defensive cornerback for the Houston Oilers.
You see his left hand, but there on the right hand, you can see that it is well bandaged. Now, this presents a problem in tackling because he can't grab with his fingers and also trying to intercept the ball.
Slipping on the dirt. Pass is thrown and is incomplete. He was going to Jimmy Cephalo. J.C. Wilson was there. But what caused it? The first problem that he faced was in the footing. Going from the artificial surface to the dirt, that would have been second base, and he slipped.
Take a look now that you're going to see that J.C. Wilson, the left cornerback, number 33, is going to be grabbing, but only with his left hand. He is not able to use that right hand very well, and I was watching him, Charlie, in warm-ups, and he's catching the ball just with the left hand. This does present a problem. It's tough enough to catch it with 2 hands, let alone 1.
Carl Roach is number 85. Set for the return. Tom Oroz will be kicking. And it's a beauty. Going for the corner. It is caught in the air and then stepping out of bounds. Elmer Bailey stepped out of bounds at the 6-yard line. A marker down on the play. Don Shula, the head coach, he's moving down to help the officials sort it out. 41 yards if the play stands up the length of the punt.
You can see that Mr. Shula is trying to get someone's attention and voice his opinion.
So the officials holding the conference. Shula then walking back to the Dolphin bench. We have 10:38 left to go. We have no score. We're in the first quarter. Now, if we could get Don to get more involved in the ballgame. Boy, he does. And we'll have the call from the officials as they place the ball at the 21-yard line.
interference with the opportunity to make a catch on a receiving team, on a kicking team. It's first down.
And here it is.
He caught the football, did not provide Houston with the opportunity to make the catch. You can see right there that it's the Miami player making the catch. He shouldn't have done that. He should have gotten into the end zone to make sure the ball, or got near the end zone, make sure the ball didn't get into the end zone, but let it hit the ground first.
That was Elmer Bailey, number 88. Earl Campbell gets the call. Goes from the 21 to the 27. He has 6. Larry Gordon makes the tackle. It'll be second down and 4.
We said at the top of the show for Miami, what they must do is contain this man, number 34, Earl Campbell. It's no secret. Every team that plays Houston knows that. Take a look at score in the first quarter. Atlanta leading San Francisco by the score of 7-0. Bartkowski to Alfred Jenkins, 29-yard touchdown pass.
Second down and 4. Campbell, 1 yard, 28-yard line. Flag is down. Play stands up. It'll be 3rd and 3. Bob Baumauer makes the tackle. Houston offense holding against the Oilers. As far as the statistics are concerned, they have simply not put offensive numbers on the board. They've not scored that many touchdowns, only 2 in 2 ball games. Against Cleveland, just over 209 yards total offense.
They had 8 first downs against the Cleveland Browns, and that's the same Cleveland Brown football team that took on the San Diego Chargers. San Diego was devastating offensively against Cleveland.
60 offense, second down.
Holding on Ed Fisher. The down will go over. Second 14.
One of the problems is for Houston is Ken Stabler. Now, he simply has not been in camp. And plus the fact that this is a new system. Here's a first quarter score. St. Louis ahead of Washington 3-0.
Stabler is sacked. That is the second sack of the ball game for the Miami Dolphins. And Bob Baumauer has his second sack. And the hot spot, Leon Gray.
Number 74, Leon Gray. He's got to do a job on Beaucamper. You're allowed to use your hands as an offensive lineman. And he's using them to a great extent because he tried to grab a hold of him. But that time, the defensive man won the battle. And there are a lot of battles going on out there in the pit.
This happens to be the particular one that we'll be documenting throughout the game today.
As I said, as that offensive line goes, so goes the offense.
3rd and 19. Rob Carpenter. Carpenter, close to the 15-yard line, has 3. It'll be 4th down and 16. Bob Baumauer makes the tackle. Baumauer, the nose tackle, has been very active for the defense. And a Dolphin player injured.
That's Ernie Rowan.
Ernie Rowan, he's okay. He's coming out. And so Cliff Parsley will be kicking. And Tommy Vigorito is set for the return. As you know, Vigorito had the 87-yard punt return for the touchdown against the Steelers. He's the rookie from Virginia, taken in the 5th round of the draft. Number 1 in punt returns in the National Football League.
Miami should get this ball in good field position. That is, if they do not commit a penalty.
Terrible punt.
Great bounce.
Picked up at the 37-yard line. Vigorito to the 50. He returns to the 41-yard line of the Houston Oilers. Tim Wilson makes the tackle. And we have 8 minutes and 44 seconds left to go, first quarter. And we have no score between the Miami Dolphins and the Houston Oilers. We'll be back in a moment. Big Dolls. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson, along with the Derrick Dolls. The Miami Dolphins have a first down at the Houston 41-yard line. No score in the ball game. 8:44 left to go. We're in the first quarter. And not a lot has happened thus far. If you're just joining us, you haven't missed that much. Woody Bennett is the remaining back. Woodley has been throwing on first down. He's completed 1 of 3 for 7 yards. Bennett gets the call. Good defensive play. J.C. Wilson moving up from defensive left cornerback was there.
And he was disregarding that right hand and wrist because you can see how well bandaged it is. It's very difficult for him really to grasp the ball carrier. He did get his arms around him enough to bring him down.
It'll go for a gain of a yard. 2nd down and 9. That is the first time that Woody Bennett has carried in the ball game that he has not picked up 7 yards.
And it's also the first time that he ran sideways. The other 2 times that he ran straight ahead.
He has 4 carries for 22 yards. 2nd down and 9. Tony Nathan is the other back. An excellent receiver. In fact, the leading receiver for the Dolphins. It is to Nathan over the middle. Has running room. Has the first down. Goes to the 26-yard line. A gain of 14 and a first down. Greg Bingham with the tackle.
This is really a valuable asset to this Miami team. Tony Nathan, number 22, the back. They've got 4 defensive linemen for Houston rushing the passer. He lets the linebackers get depth, and that back comes out of the backfield, and he just dumps it over the line of the defensive lineman, gives it to the back, and makes those defensive players make an open field tackle on a fine running back. Nathan, that's his 11th reception. He had 10 coming into this ball game.
Woodley to throw on first down over the middle. Little too strong. Intended receiver was Jimmy Cephalo. We'll see Cephalo, Duriel Harris, and Nat Moore. They'll be rotating in and out. We'll see them all 3 in some situations.
And they'll also be bringing in the plays from the sidelines from head coach Don Shula.
Number 82, Duriel Harris, bringing in the play. Ed Biles with the headset on. His record is perfect, 2-0, but boy, what problems he has faced the first year as a head coach. As you know, Kenny Stabler retiring, and then Gifford Nielsen, the quarterback, with the injury to the Rotary Cup in the Tampa Bay game. And John Reeves played the last preseason game. Stabler came out of retirement. Sweep right side, Tony Nathan. And again, the play, this time, no, it was a strong safety, Vernon Perry, who made the play. He came up, turned him inside, and got a hand on him.
It's an excellent play by number 32, Vernon Perry, slicing through because number 64, the guard for Miami, was out in front. And had Vernon Perry not made this play, he would have picked up some good yardage. Here it is right here. Good open field tackle. You see 64 is Ed Newman, the offensive guard, and he is mistreating Mike Reinfeldt, the free safety out there. Almost knocked him out of bounds.
3rd down and 9. Nathan, the remaining back. Woodley overthrows everybody. He looked downfield, and he saw that Duriel Harris was covered. And so he simply threw it away. And that means that the kicking team will come in with a field goal attempt upcoming.
He was looking to the right side. And Don Shula says that Woodley has really progressed a great deal from last year, but he still has a long way to go. And one of the things that he has to be able to do is to read defenses. First quarter score, Cleveland out in front of Cincinnati 3-0 for the Cleveland Browns. They're looking for their first victory.
From the 32, an attempt of 42 yards, Uwe von Schamann struck to hole. 42 yards away. And it's there, hitting the upright. So von Schamann splits it, barely, from 42 yards out, and Miami is out in front. A good carom for the Dolphins. They lead. That field goal will be kicking off either to Carl Roaches or to Willie Tullis.
And he doesn't really want to kick it to either one, Charlie.
1 yard deep. It is Carl Roaches on the return. Roaches to the 20, 25. 30, 31 yards on the return. Now let's check the scoreboard.
Pittsburgh leading the Jets 7-0. That's the first quarter score. Russell Davis 9-yard run. And Minnesota leading Detroit 7-0 also in the first period.
We had a marker down. And so the officials, we're seeing more and more of that this year. That is the conference by the officials. Personal foul against the Houston Oilers. Ed Biles, the head coach. Prior to the penalty, Roach's 2 kickoff returns for a total of 70 yards. They'll place it at the 15 and we'll have the call.
Personal foul on a receiving team. First down.
Trying to sort out the personal foul.
I'll tell you one thing, though, Charlie. You can understand why they do so well with runbacks, because that is great determination on the part of the runner to pick up the yardage.
Stabler has thrown once. He's completed the pass for 5 yards. He's been sacked twice. This one is to Earl Campbell. Campbell has been working on his receiving, and he goes to the 20-yard line. So he fights his way for 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5. Ernest Roan makes the tackle. He said that Earl Campbell is not that good a receiver. Earl said, I've never been called upon to be a receiver, so they've been working with him on it, and he has good hands.
I'll tell you, it was tough 5 yards that he got that time. Number 77, Dewey, gets a hold of him, but you do not bring this man down with an arm tackle. He's just too strong, particularly around the thigh area.
Don Shula of the Dolphins is on the player safety committee. One of the things he wants to do is to ban Earl Campbell. He is unhealthy to play against. Here is Earl trying to get outside and cuts back against the flow of the defense and continues to the 29. Has the first down, 9 yards. Ernest Roan finally got him down.
That was a 9-yard gain, but he must have run the ball about 30 or 40 yards. Now I was talking about you do not bring Earl Campbell down with arm tackling. Now take a look and see exactly what I'm talking about. There's some arms right there. Another arm. Here's another arm getting a hold of him. He's not coming down. You really got to nail him. Ernest Roan finally came down and put the shoulder pads to this man. Otherwise, he is not going to come down.
First down, Stabler to throw, goes deep. Has his man beat. It'll be a quick sack. Houston will have the lead. Oh, my. 71 yards, 85-yard drive, 3 plays, and the crowd comes alive.
You can see what that means to the Houston football team. Kenny Burrell getting behind Gerald Small, and he was open by 5 or 6 yards. Stabler pumping that ball out there on a perfect toss, and it's 6 points for Houston.
Out of the hold of Mike Reinfeldt, Tony Fritz to attempt the point after. It is good. Houston 7 and Miami 3.
Kenny the Snake Stabler going back, not taking too much time, firing a deep Burrow all by himself. He's had a beat by 5 or 6 yards. Now it's a cakewalk into the end zone. 6 points for Houston. Why is he able to get that ball off? Because the offensive line is doing the job. Number 74, Leon Gray, the man that we're spotlighting today. He is doing an outstanding job blocking against Herndon Herder.
0-0, 71-yard touchdown reception. Now we're set for the kickoff. Fulton Walker will be the deep back in the middle. Giaquinto Kozlowski off on the wing. Tony Fritz kicks it away. 5-yard line, Fulton Walker. Walker, an excellent return man in his own right. Darrell Hunt makes the tackle for the Oilers, so the Miami Dolphins comes on the field. Mark the ball at the Dolphin 27-yard line. There's a look at the drive. 85 yards in 3 plays. It had to be 85 rather than 70 because of the personal foul penalty following the kickoff return.
3 plays, the first 2 plays, Earl Campbell got a hold of the football and struggled and fought. He did pick up a first down. Then Stabler unloaded the bomb. Now it's up to this young man, number 16, David Woodley, to get Miami moving.
Throwing again on first down, drops it off out of the backfield is Woody Bennett. And J.C. Wilson, very active at that defensive left corner spot, makes the tackle.
I'll tell you, that man, J.C. Wilson, is doing an outstanding job. They're testing him. They can see it's not hard to tell that he's hurting out there, and he's not being able to use all of his facilities. That is, he can only use one hand, but he's made a couple of excellent tackles in the ball game so far.
Kenny Burrow, who just scored his 0-0. That's Crazy George. He's single 0.
Well, San Francisco is 0-2. Atlanta's ahead of them, 17-0 first period.
Second down and 9. Second back through is Nathan. Nathan, 45. 49, close to the 50-yard line. Tony Nathan popping through. Picks up a quick 22 before Perry and Reinfeldt can stop him.
That offensive line of Miami is coming together. Bob Kuchenberg is a veteran in there, but they did an excellent job of blocking and the back running straight ahead. When they've run straight ahead, they picked up very good yardage. Woody Bennett, first 2 times he carried the ball, it was straight ahead, and they did a fine job.
We're moving on the 3-minute mark. Time remaining in the first quarter. It is Houston 7 and Miami 3. Don Shula, the head coach of the Dolphins. Both the Oilers and the Dolphins have perfect records, 2-0. Going deep, incomplete. And Moore, the intended receiver. Reinfeldt had the coverage on that.
David Woodley paid for that pass. He got nailed just after he threw the football. Nat Moore was saying that he was interfered with. Here it is. Going up top. Eldon Bethea nailing Woodley right after he got through the football. And right here, Nat Moore said that he was grabbed by J.C. Wilson. Once again, Miami is working on J.C. Wilson because he is supposedly working under a handicap, but he's doing an outstanding job at that left cornerback position.
Woodley has completed 3 of 7 for 23 yards. Washington St. Louis now tied 3-3.
Mark Mosley, a 21-yard field goal for Washington, tying it up.
Second and 10. Incomplete, knocked away by the Oiler defense, and it was Vernon Perry that was there.
He was looking to go to his tight end, Bruce Hardy, but he should not have gone to him because Perry was all over, and that ball popped up in the air. It could have been intercepted by Houston.
The Dolphins have had 6 first down situations on offense. 5 times, 5 of the 6, Woodley has thrown.
He did that in their ball game against Pittsburgh also, the last time that they played the Steelers.
Now it is 3rd and 10.
They have a great deal of respect. Miami has a great deal of respect for this Houston defense.
Woodley throws and he overthrows everybody. There was double coverage, but a flag is down.
That time Woodley is throwing that ball into 2 defensive backs. When they say throwing it into coverage, that means it's throwing into an area where there are more defensive players than offensive players, and the defensive player has that receiver surrounded. That's what he did that time.
The penalty against the Oilers. They'll mark the ball just inside the Houston 33-yard line. It'll be a first down.
And you can see that Stemrick, number 27, the cornerback for Houston, is pleading his case.
Pass interference. Number 27 of the defensive team.
Called on Stemrick, a penalty of 19 yards, first down. As you know, you're allowed that one chuck, the one contact with the receiver within the first 5 yards. After that, you've got to stay away from it. First down, and that means that Woodley likes to throw. Woody Bennett, the remaining back. 5 out of 6 first down situations he has thrown. Now 5 out of 7 is Bennett carries. Now for an update of what is happening across the NFL, let's go to New York and Bryant Gumbel. Bryant?
Well, Charlie, what's happening in Pittsburgh is the Steelers are beating the Jets 7-0, and here's why the Jets are 0-2. A 9-yard run by Russell Davis. He's untouched into the end zone. Steelers are out in front in the first. Charlie?
All right, thank you, Bryant. Here it is Houston 7, Miami 3. The Dolphins on the move at the Houston 27-yard line. They have a second down 4. Nathan and Bennett are the running backs in the I formation. And we have action before the play can really get underway. Ken Kennard, the middle guard, was coming into the offense of the Dolphins, but he may have been pulled off. We'll wait and see. Two good defensive teams. Almost a waiting game to see who makes a mistake. It'll be encroachment, the call, moving across the neutral zone and making contact prior to the ball being snapped.
You were talking about Don Shula getting involved in the game. Ed Biles, the head coach of Houston, seemingly he gets involved in the game
Yes,
also.
he does. It'll be a first down with a penalty.
And excellent field position.
71, interference with the snapper, first down.
So Kennard got to dinner before the snap. Oh, yes.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Houston, 22-yard line, the line of scrimmage. Bennett, the remaining back. And he carries. Is hit at the 20-yard line by Mike Reinfeldt, and then Ted Washington brings him down at about the 18. We'll give him 4. It'll be 2nd and 6, and Woody is hurt.
Reinfeldt really came slashing across and caught him below the waist. I hope it is not a knee.
We've got an injury timeout. 1:54 left to go. First quarter. Houston leads by 4. We'll be back in a moment.
There's been an injury over the middle. Todd looks, and Dwayne Woodruff takes a shot to the head from his teammate J.T. Thomas. Woodruff has had to be taken from the field on a stretcher. Preliminary diagnosis, severe laceration to the forehead. Steelers are out in front of the Jets 7-0 in the first. Let's go back to Houston. Charlie Jones, Len Dawson.
Andra Franklin has replaced Woody Bennett. Bennett was helped to the sideline. We'll have a report. Does not look good, though.
He was putting absolutely no weight on his leg or on his foot, which is an indication it's either an ankle or a knee.
2nd down and 7. Andra Franklin, the rookie from Nebraska, in the backfield. Incomplete. Woodley a little high as he is above Duriel Harris. Fenrick had the coverage. It'll be 3rd down and 7. The line of scrimmage, the 19-yard line.
That time, Charlie, they had the all-out blitz. The safety even came that time. Reinfeldt, the free safety, was blitzing. Miami did an excellent job of picking up the blitzing, enabling Woodley to have plenty of time to throw the football, but that ball just sailed on him. It was too high for the receiver.
Now the Oilers have 5 in the secondary as Carter Hartwig comes in. 4-man rush, Dinsrud, Kennard, Skogstad, and Baker. They, of course, miss Andy Doris. He is in the hospital, Methodist Hospital here, with a back problem. Incomplete. Tony Nathan knows Tommy Vigorito. The intended receiver, Greg Bingham, had the coverage on him. It'll be 4th and 7. And we'll have a field goal attempt coming.
When a quarterback has to read things, this is what he's looking at. You can see the top left of your screen. They're double covering that receiver. The linebacker came out and was on the back. And they're just spreading out into a zone defense, which they're doubling the outside men. That meant the tight end was man-to-man on somebody in that secondary. That's when a quarterback reads. He's got to read what that defense is trying to do and pick out the most logical man that could be open.
37-yard attempt by Uwe von Schaman, and it is good from 37 yards away. So von Schaman is 2 for 2, and the Dolphins have 6 points. They have pulled within 1 of the Houston Oilers.
Schaman does an excellent job. He's now 8 for 10 during his career on artificial turf. So the turf does not seem to be bothering him. One reason it shouldn't bother him inside, because the wind definitely is not a factor here. And the surface, other than if you put it on the dirt because of the baseball field, it's going to be a level lie for the hole. So it's an ideal conditions to kick under for a field goal kicker.
Next week on the baseball game of the week, a showdown in the National League West as the Dodgers meet the Astros in Nolan Ryan. Some of you will see a key game in the American League East as the Brewers face the Tigers. Check your local listings for the game in your area. So it is Houston 7. And that came on a 71-yard touchdown pass from Ken Stabler to Ken Burrow. The Dolphins have countered with 2 Uwe von Schaman field goals from 42 and 37 yards out. And so von Schaman will now be kicking off to either Carl Roaches, number 85, who is number 1 in the NFL in kickoff returns, or to number 20, Willie Tullis, who is number 2 in the NFL in kickoff return. And like Lynn Dawson said earlier, you don't want to kick to either one. 3-yard line. It is Roaches. 10, 15, 20. And he is in at the 24. So he'll have 21 yards on the return. Ken Poole makes the tackle for the Miami Dolphins. So Houston goes to work on their own 24-yard line, first down, now leading by 1 with 1:04 left to go. We're in the first quarter of play.
That touchdown, a 71-yard bomb, Stabler to Kenny Burrow. Charlie, that's the first touchdown that Houston has scored in the first half in the 3 ball games that they played so far this season. So their offense, needless to say, is slow getting started. Washington now in front of St. Louis by the score of 10-9. That's a first quarter score.
Stabler has completed 3 of 3 for 81 yards and a touchdown. He has been sacked twice. Campbell stumbles as he makes his cut. Has a yard to the 25. It'll be second down and 9. Bob Baumauer with the tackle.
Number 74, Leon Gray. As we said, we're going to spotlight Leon. You're not allowed to grab the shoulder pad like that, though, Charlie. You're allowed to use your hands in pass protecting, but not grabbing it there. His job was to get a hold of Vernden Herter and turn him to the inside.
Vernden Herter, I believe in his career, this is his first start at defensive right end. Normally he's played on the left side. And he and Bob Kuchenberg are the only Dolphins remaining from their last Super Bowl victory. Second and 9. Here's Campbell. A couple of yards to the 27. So it'll be third down 11. Campbell now 5 carries for 19 yards. Vernden Herter with the tackle.
I said earlier, as that offensive line goes, so goes the offense. Now that time, the Leon Gray got a shot of Vernden Herter, but it didn't really knock him out of there. As the first quarter comes to an end, Houston leading.
We have 1 down with 3 to go. It is Houston 7 and Miami 6. Look at the Astrodome as we get set to start the second quarter.
Well, I'll tell you, the latest report on Woody Bennett is he has a twisted knee. It's doubtful that he'll be back in the ball game this afternoon.
Houston at their own 27-yard line, third down and 7. Oilers lead by 1, 7-6. Stabler rolls, throws, it is intercepted. The Dolphins have the ball as Miami picks off the first interception of the ball game. Mike Kozlowski with the interception. That is his first of the year. That is the 4th on the year for the Dolphins, and Glenn Blackwood has the previous 3.
Number 12, Kenny Stabler going back in the pocket, and this ball is simply underthrown. Kozlowski is going to be in a position to make the interception. He's rolling a little bit to his left, but the ball is underthrown. As you can see right there, he's headed for his back, Ronnie Coleman, number 47. Kozlowski coming up with the ball and coming up in excellent field position for the Miami Dolphins.
And there are the numbers in the first half. But right now, the Dolphins have an opportunity to move in front. They're at the Houston 38-yard line, and Andra Franklin gets the call. He has replaced Woody Bennett at the running back position, and he picks up a quick 5 to the 33. It'll be second and 5 as Greg Bingham makes the tackle.
Charlie, noticing the running attack of the Miami Dolphins, when they have gone straight ahead, that is, between the 2 offensive guards, they picked up good yardage. And I look for head coach Don Shula to continue to do so, because when something's going well, he's not going to change it for the sake of changing it.
Duriel Harris and Jimmy Cephalo are now the wide receivers. Ronnie Lee is the tight end. Second and 5. Nathan and Franklin are the running backs. It is Andra Franklin, the rookie from Nebraska. 30-yard line. He has 3. It'll be third down and a pair. Mike Stensrud with the tackle.
Pittsburgh leading the New York Jets second quarter score now by the score of 10-0. Both teams looking for their first victory of the year. They're both 0-2.
Nat Moore comes in. Joe Rose comes into the offensive set for the Dolphins. The Snake working his way in shape as he plays the early part of the season. Nathan, the remaining back, slot right side, 3 wide receivers. The quarterback draw. He may have the first down. We'll know that when we come back, and Bryant Gumbel has a report.
Okay, Charlie, as Lenny just noted, the Steelers have moved out in front now 10-0. Dave Trout making good from 25 yards out. That ball game's in the second period. Charlie?
All right, thank you, Brian. As we come back, they are short of the first down. It'll be 4th and 1, and that means that Uwe von Schamen will come in. He has hit from 42 yards away and from 37 yards away, and this would put the Dolphins out in front.
He is 8 for 10 on artificial turf, and the one thing he's got, you take a look at him right now, he's going to be coming out of the dirt onto the synthetic turf.
46 yards away, and it is no good. Off to the right. And he could well have missed because of the footage.
What it does is just bring something else into your mind to think about, and pitchers want to think about one thing, and that's making it. We'll be back in a moment.
These are two of them, Charlie Jones and Liz Dawson. Houston dodging a bullet following the interception by Kozlowski. And then Von Schamen missing the field goal try. Oilers at their own 29. Earl Campbell. Campbell has 3 yards to the 32. Bob Baumauer, the nose tackle, brings him down. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And now you know why they call them the Derek Dolls.
Love him.
And that's the young quarterback hanging around. He's my kind of guy, all right? 2nd down and 7. A lot of smarts to that kid. His mother said, go where the action is, and so he's over with the Derek Dolls. 12 minutes and a couple of seconds left to go in the first half. Stabler throws. Pass is complete. And it is Mike Barber. And for Barber, that is his first reception of the season. Glenn Blackwood with the tackle.
For the tight ends for both teams, really, they've each caught one. Barber, that's his first. Dave Casper, the other tight end with the Houston Oilers, has only caught one pass so far. And that's really uncharacteristic about Stabler and the tight ends, because last year they caught a lot of passes.
They've had a change in the offensive philosophy. Jim Shopper, now the offensive coordinator, trying to go more to the wide receivers, but when you've got a Mike Barber as a tight end, you want to go to him. Flags are all over the place. The pass is complete to Rob Carpenter. If the play stands up, it would be a first down.
Offside.
It will not stand up. So rather than 3rd and 2, it'll be 3rd and 7 at the 32-yard line.
Number 77 is A.J. Dewey, now a linebacker, but he can play the 3-point position. He's going after the quarterback. He is the blitzer. He's the man that's going to go after the quarterback, and he's going against number 62, John Schumacher. And I think what he's going to do, he's going to complain just a bit that you're allowed to use your hands, but not to try to tackle. And you can see the official really isn't paying much attention to it.
Offside, 86 offense, 3rd down.
Well, Mike Barber is so excited to catch the pass, he was offside. He obviously had another opportunity, and he wanted to get out there very quickly. 3rd and 7.
Being the first man open is one thing, Charlie, but you can't leave before the ball is snapped.
Ronnie Coleman checks into the offensive set. Stabler with a scramble to the 36-yard line. Ernest Roan was there to cover him. He'll pick up 4. It'll be 4th down and 3.
Stabler had to move out of there because of pressure. A.J. Dewey, number 77, is one of the men coming after the quarterback. The blitz is on. Ernest Roan is also going, as you take a look at 77 Dewey. Stabler is putting on the speed now, Charlie, and sliding down.
He didn't go down because he saw the first down marker. He went down because he saw a Dolphin.
You don't think he was tired, do you?
He was winded. Parsley kicking to Vigorito. Oh, this is a good one. Fair catch is called for, and taken at the 20-yard line by Tommy Vigorito. Number 1 punt returner in the National Football League. A 44-yard kick by Cliff Parsley. The score, Houston leads by 1. We'll be back in a moment. Gray, offensive left tackle for the Houston Oilers, and now he will take a look at the offensive guard of the Miami Dolphins, number 67, Bob Kuchenberg. Dolphins on offense, first down, their own 20-yard line.
And we're talking about 2 All-Pros, Charlie.
Woodley, quick screen, right side. J.C. Wilson and Ken Kennard were there for the defense. Tony Nathan caught the pass. Gain of a yard.
Bob Kuchenberg has played virtually all positions on that offensive line. He's really an outstanding player. And this is the screen pass. Now, what he wants to do is invite that man in to make it look like it's going to be a pass, wants him to go after the quarterback, and then dump the ball out there. But Kennard did an outstanding job of reading it. He knew something was wrong. And he took a look at that quarterback and saw that the offensive line wasn't blocking like they generally do when out into the screen.
As you saw, Cleveland out in front of Cincinnati, 6-0. Second back through is Nathan. Nathan right side, first down. Across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. He'll pick up 16, and the important first down as Mike Reinfeldt makes the tackle.
Really great quickness by Tony Nathan. You're going to see him jump to the outside. When you're talking about quickness, right there. Move to the outside to get around number 33, Wilson, who was, remember, is only able to tackle with one arm. 16 yards and a big first down for Miami.
And Nathan, a double threat, the leading receiver for the Dolphins and an outstanding rusher. Nine minutes left to go. First half. It is Houston 7 and Miami 6. Dolphins at their own 37-yard line. Woodley going deep on first down, has his man, and he overthrows it. Matt Moore, the intended receiver.
And Matt Moore was open. Much like Kenny Burrow, the ball was overthrown. He had plenty of time to get that ball out to him. It was kind of a play where he went back in the pocket, then rolled to his left. Number 67, Bob Kuchenberg, is the cleanup man. He's the mop-up. Anybody that comes, he's got to get a block and protect that quarterback. Linebacker was coming in there. That's number 50, Darryl Hunt, and he made the hit. You take a look. 67 is Kuchenberg. Gets his hit. The pass is thrown, and it's just too long. As you can see, Nat Moore has got 2 or 3 steps on Vernon Perry, the safety. Could have been a touchdown if the ball was there.
Cepolo comes wide to the near side. It is 2nd and 10. Woodley to throw. Over the middle, it is incomplete.
Beck caught it. Finally caught it.
Did he? Bruce Hardy. Oh, my, the backup tight end.
He's hitting himself on the head because he said that is the hard way to do it. Good pass protection by Miami's offensive line. The ball is thrown well, catches him right in the numbers. He leaves his feet, which he should never do, but great concentration on following that ball, eventually coming up with the catch.
Bruce Hardy.
He's still hitting himself on the head. As a receiver, you should never leave your feet, because you cannot run if your feet are up in the air. Minnesota leading Detroit by the score of 14-0. Tommy Kramer's playing in that ball game, throwing a 5-yard touchdown pass to Joe Sensen.
Nathan needs a yard for the first down, and he may have it. J.C. Wilson and Greg Bingham make the stop.
You say J.C. Wilson got an arm on him. That's all that he's playing with out there, is one arm.
Andre Franklin had the lead block, and Nathan is holding his wrist.
Four rushes, 41 yards, and he looks like he's in some pain. Do not want to lose this man.
Change around for the measurement, and it's a first down. 47-yard line. Miami in their own territory. 7:40 left to go. Second quarter. Houston 7, Miami 6.
Charlie, one good thing I'm looking at right now is number 34, Woody Bennett, who came out with an injury to his leg, is on the sidelines. He's up now, and I notice him jogging him around. So maybe he will be back in the ballgame.
Ted Thompson in as a linebacker for the Oilers. The running backs are now Tommy Vigorito and Andre Franklin, a pair of rookies taken in the 5th and the 2nd round from Virginia, Nebraska, as Nathan and Bennett, the starters, are out. First down, Woodley throws on first down. It is there. Vigorito makes the catch. Thompson and Washington with the tackle.
Picked up 6 yards on that play, and I'm sure that's what Don Shula is looking for. Get the ball out to the backs, pick up 4, 5, 6 yards, put us in a situation where it's second and medium or second and short. By medium yards, I mean somewhere in the area of 5 yards. Short yardage would be 2 yards or less.
And Woodley continues to throw on first down. Second and 4. Cephalo and Harris, the wide receivers. First down and out of bounds. Now let's go to New York and Brian Gumbel.
Okay, Charlie, I want to show you a great kick return in Cincinnati. This is David Verser, #1 pick out of Kansas. Been an open disappointment as a wide receiver, but as a kick returner, he may have a place in this league. He takes this from back 78 yards. Bengals get good field position, but miss the field goal and continue to trail 6-0. Charlie?
All right, thank you, Brian. Here we have 6:29 left to go. Second quarter, the measurement on the far side. About 3 inches shy of the first down. It'll be third down. The ball just outside of the 43-yard line of Houston. The Dolphins operating with Tommy Vigorito and Andre Franklin as the running backs. We'll see Duriel Harris, Jimmy Cephalo, and Matt Moore, the 3 wide receivers. They'll just continue to rotate in and out of the ballgame.
And you notice the ball is on the dirt part of the field, which means that the offensive linemen are not going to get as good a hold and be able to dig in as well as they could on the synthetic turf. Of course, the same is true on the defensive side. Go with your strength. Probably go with a quarterback, right?
Always. Third and inches. Play action. Pass is complete. It is a first down. Now let's go to New York and Brian Gumbel and see what else is happening in the NFL.
Okay, Charlie, against the Jets, the Steelers seem to be righting their ship, leading 10-0. The give here to Frank Pollard. Lots of room around the left side. He, too, goes untouched into the end zone, 24 yards, 17-0 Steelers. Charlie?
All right, thank you, Brian. First down for Miami at the Houston 41-yard line. 5:56 and counting.
Ron Lee made that reception to tight end number 86, and he came hobbling off the field. So for Miami, injuries are a big factor in this ball game.
First down, Woodley likes to throw, and he will throw once again on first down. He goes deep, far side, and he overthrows Jimmy Cephalo. Now, Cephalo is coming into that part of the end zone, which can bother the concentration of a receiver. We'll talk about that as we pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC Television Network.
And this is WCKT, Channel 7 in Miami.
And we had a penalty, and the penalty will be against the Houston Oilers.
You notice that Cephalo was really arguing about the situation over there. He said that J.C. Wilson was holding him. We'll find out exactly what transpired when the official makes the announcement. But you've noticed that they've gone to work on that side over there against Wilson.
Holding against Houston. Tom Dooley, the referee. They had moved the chains downfield, and now the officials bring it back.
Well, if it's holding, it's 5 yards.
5 yards from the line of scrimmage. It was the 41-yard line was the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 5 and an automatic first down at the 36. Holding call on J.C. Wilson.
Well, he was only holding with one hand because he can't use the other one.
But he has a great grip with that left hand.
Well, you know, when you talk about players playing in pain, there's an excellent example of what they're talking about. And he's playing with a handicap.
mismatch as far as the penalties are concerned. First down at the Houston 36. Franklin. He picks up 3 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 7. Ken Kennard and Darrell Hunt were there. Now, a moment ago, I was talking about the problem of the 3 surfaces.
Number 33 is Wilson. There he hits the turf. That's what we're talking about. Because the defensive man has to react to what the offensive man does. And if you have to worry about the surface, it's going to take away from your concentration of what you're out there to do.
Nick Giaquinto into the offensive set. Knocked away. Elvin Bethea. Elvin blocked 2 field goals against Cleveland last week, knocked this one down. We talked to him for the game.
Yeah, I talked to him. I said the trajectory really must have been low, because I know as old as you are, you can't jump anymore. But that time, he got his arm up at the right time and batted the ball down.
Woodley has completed 7 of 17 for 31 yards. 3rd down and 7 at the Houston 33. Dolphins started this drive a long time ago, back at their own 20-yard line. 4:49 left to go, 2nd quarter. They took the ball at the 10:27 mark, so they've had it around 6 minutes in this drive. Woodley's pass is complete. First down. Joe Rose is pushed out of bounds just outside of the 10-yard line by Greg Stemrick.
That was
23 yards.
Excellent throw by this young quarterback. You can take a look at the secondary. They're playing a zone. Up the top right of your screen, you can see that the 2 men over there are guarding 1 man. But this is an excellent throw right over Perry into the arms of number 80, Rose. Down the sidelines, a big first down, and I think more importantly, they're at about the 11-yard line. Here it is, the ball coming perfectly thrown pass right over 32, Perry, into the arms of number 80, Rose.
11-yard line, first down. Miami trailing by 1. Franklin, a continuing effort to the 7. He has 4. It'll be 2nd down. Robert Brazil finally made the stop along with Mike Reinfeldt.
He made a move there. Maybe it didn't look like much, but he had an opportunity where he could have jumped outside and gone laterally. Had he done that, he would not have picked up that additional 3 yards that he got. He made that move directly toward the goal line, put his head down, and picked up an additional 3 yards.
2nd down, just outside the 6-yard line. And now, because of the play coming into the bench, Bruce Hardy was a little late. We've got a timeout, so we'll take a commercial break. It is Houston 7 and Miami 6. 4:02 left to go. We're in the 2nd quarter.
Can Houston's Campbell cause the Jets to scramble? Can the Colts' Jones break Miami's boat? Can Seattle's Zorn make the Chiefs look warm? Next Sunday.
So far, the Miami Dolphins have consumed 6 minutes and 25 seconds in this drive. This is the 13th play of the drive upcoming, and it started on their own 20-yard line. Just outside the Houston 6. Vigorito gets the call. Maybe a yard. Bingham was there, along with Darrell Hunt.
Defensively for Houston, doing an outstanding job. They got great penetration by that defensive line. Absolutely no place for the back to go except to burrow in on that turf. You're taking a look right now. 71, Kennard. 54, Bingham. Beating the play right at the line of scrimmage. Situation now where they're going to put the ball up in the air.
Just outside the 5-yard line. It is caught. And a flag is down. There's a tugging contest. It was caught in the end zone. If the play stands up, it will be a touchdown.
It looked like he was...
Giaquinto caught it.
Giaquinto, it looked like he was already in the end zone when he made it. Against
offensive
Miami.
pass interference. Offensive pass interference will nullify the score.
Loss of down also.
Tom Dooley, the referee, will inform us of the fact. Not anymore.
Pass interference, number 80 offense. It's third down.
They changed that rule this year. It used to be a loss of down also. They said that was too much of a penalty. So bring it out close to the 16-yard line, and the down goes over.
Woodley really fires that ball in there. He's in the end zone. He made the catch. It would have been a touchdown if it hadn't been.
You know what it may have been? There may have been an illegal pick. They had another receiver in the neighborhood, and that is like a basketball screen, which is illegal. This one is complete just at the 10-yard line. The catch was at the 9. He was spun down at the 10. Reinfeldt bringing down Duriel Harris. And so Uwe von Schamann will be coming on with a field goal attempt. Von Schamann has hit 2 out of 3 from 42 and 37 yards. The first one ricocheting off of the upright. He has missed from 46 yards out. And he's going to have a same problem of footing that he had earlier. He will be standing on dirt and kicking from artificial surface.
The one big difference is he doesn't have that far to go. The kick isn't as long as the last one.
From 27 yards away. It is good from 27 yards out. And Miami is on top by a score of 9-7 with 2:24 left to go in the first half. We'll be back in a moment.
Down in 8 quarters, Brian Seif to Ozzie Newsome, a 4-yarder. The Browns are out in front, 13-0. Let's go back to the Dome. Charlie and Lenny.
Thank you, Brian. Uwe von Schamann will be kicking off as the Derek Dolls look on from the sideline. Carl Roaches, number 85. Willie Tullis, number 20, are set for the return. 3-yard line. Roaches. Carl to the 15, 20. And then is bumped out of bounds. Steve Potter made the defensive play.
This is why they call this a suicide squad. Hauslowski, number 40. Take a look at what he has to go through to be on this team. There's one pop at him, and he's got to spin and keep going. Now, he would be the ball man. By that, I mean wherever the ball is, he goes after it. There are other... Oh!
Look out.
Welcome.
Bill Kay hit him.
Welcome to the club. That's why I say it's a dangerous and suicidal team to be on.
Stabler has completed 4 of 5 for 86. Dropped by Earl Campbell. It'll be 2nd and 10. Houston's ball on their own 24-yard line. In rushing, Miami has 82 yards. Houston has 29. That last drive of the Dolphins consumed more than 8 minutes on the clock, 14 plays before the field goal.
Got some scores. Pittsburgh's ahead of the Jets. Minnesota 14-7 over Detroit second quarter. St. Louis 19-17 over Washington. Kansas City leading San Diego 7-0 first quarter.
What about that? That
2 undefeated teams, both 2-0.
there at Arrowhead, just as we have here at the Dome. Taylor's pass is dropped. That is 2 in a row that have been dropped. First by Earl Campbell, this one by Rob Carpenter.
We've been spotlighting number 74, Leon Gray, all-pro left tackle. Number 74. Here he is. A.J. Dewey is coming, and he's got to take him out, keep him out. You're allowed to use his hands, but I think what Leon does a little bit, he not only uses them, but he closes them sometimes on the jersey of the opponent.
He used it very effectively.
His job is to protect that man, number 12, Ken Stabler.
3rd and 10. Both backs in the block. Stabler is pressure. Flag is down. Stabler is down. Ernest Roan got him. Normally that is a call on the flag for offensive holding. 3rd and 10, it would be refused. They'd take the sack if that's the play.
Miami has turned things around as far as putting pressure on that quarterback. Charlie, last year by mid-season, they only had 12 sacks. I believe that's the second sack today, or third sack today.
So mark the ball back at the 18-yard line.
Holding, 62 offense decline. It's 4th down. 2-minute warning.
It will be 4th down and 16 to go, but we have the 2-minute warning, so we'll take a break. The Dolphins leading the Oilers 9-7. We'll be back with the last 2 minutes of the first half in just a moment.
Jumped out ahead of the Chargers. Ted McKnight from a yard out. Point after is good. It's 7-0. Let's go back to the Dome. Charlie Jones, Lenny Dawson.
Along with our director and producer, Dick Klein and Mike Weissman, this is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson. 2 minutes to go, first half. 9-7 ball game as Dick Parsley will be kicking to Tommy Figueredo, and the Dolphins could come up with excellent field position. All of Miami scoring by Uwe von Schaman. He has hit 3 of 4 field goal attempts. Houston 7 points, coming on the 71-yard touchdown pass from Stabler to Burroughs. This is a great catch. Figueredo takes it back at the 30-yard line, and he will get 9 yards in the return to the 39, and that is at 52 yards. The distance of the punt by Cliff Parsley, and David Carter was there to deck Figueredo on the return. Next week, join host Brian Gumbel for NFL 81, all the highlight scores and late-breaking news from all the games, featuring a clash between two powerhouses, the New England Patriots and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Dan Fouts leads the spectacular offense of the San Diego Chargers against the revamped Denver Broncos. So check your local listings for the game and time in your area. That is next Sunday, starting with NFL 81. So place the ball at the Miami 40-yard line. Figueredo and Giaquinto in the backfield. Figueredo on the receiving end, and he could well pick up the first down as Washington and Hunt make the tackle.
For the Miami Dolphins, they do have some injury problems. 2 of their running backs, number 34, Woody Bennett, number 22, Tony Nathan, left the ball game.
Quick screen. Giaquinto. He had the first down at the 50. Now goes to the 48 of Houston. The Dolphins also without Ronnie Lee, the tight end. He is out with a knee injury. J.C. Wilson makes the tackle. We've got a timeout.
Ronnie Lee was in the huddle when they initially got the football, but he came out of the huddle, so he apparently is still having some effects of that injury he sustained when he caught the pass.
So we have a timeout on the field with 1 minute and 18 seconds left to go in the first half. It is Miami 9 and Houston 7 in what has basically been a defensive battle.
It certainly has, and this young Miami defensive team has been doing an outstanding job, with the exception of one play. But that's all it takes. That was the one that Kenny Burrow caught from Stabler for 71 yards and a touchdown.
Ken Stabler, the quarterback, as you know, of the Houston Oilers, but when he went into retirement, the young man there in the middle of your screen is Gifford Nielsen. In preseason, the Tampa Bay game, he came down with an injury to the upper part of his right arm. Now, the problem they feel that it is going to be is a rotary cuff. And on that, you're just simply not sure how long it will take for those muscles to mend before he can again throw the football.
I believe he just took the sling off of his arm, and the coaching staff here said that they really have no idea when he's going to be able to pick up the football and throw it. He has yet to throw the football since the injury.
The ball at the Houston 48-yard line, second down and 8. 1:18. Time remaining first half. Miami with 1 timeout remaining. Houston has 3. Woodley sets up deep, goes deep. Intercepted for a moment and then dropped. Nat Moore, the intended receiver, Stemrick, thought that he had it. Never had control. So it is a long, incomplete pass. We'll bring it back.
Number 89, Nat Moore. Charlie, an amazing thing to me, coming into this ball game, Nat Moore hasn't caught a pass. I thought maybe he was injured, but he wasn't. But it was great coverage by 27, Greg Stemrick of the Houston Oilers. Good pass protection. Ball is thrown well, but that is just great coverage right there.
But remember also, that the defender has the same right to the football as the offensive team. He has the right to the pass, so that bumping is disregarded. 3rd down and 8. Flag is down. Woodley is down as Alvin Bethea came roaring in. But there was a marker on the play. It'll be the first sack for the Oilers if it stands up. Holding against Miami will stand up. They'll refuse the penalty.
Alvin Bethea, playing like a rookie these days. Did an outstanding job of going around John Geisler, number 79, getting to the quarterback. See right here, Bethea coming through. He beat his man to the outside and veered right to the quarterback and then ran right over him.
So number 3, Tom Oroz, the free agent from Ohio State, will be kicking to Carl Rocha. 1:08 left to go, first half. 4th and 19. Bearcat is taken at the 21-yard line. A little pushing and shoving, some extracurricular activity following a 38-yard kick as the Oilers go to work at their own 21-yard line, first down with exactly 1 minute left to go in the first half. And Houston with 3 timeouts remaining.
Kenny Stabler, a man that's been in this position many, many times. And Kenny Stabler is calling his own plays. And to me, particularly in this situation, is an advantage to the offense because he can get people moving and call things. He should be calling 2 plays in the huddle right now, and I'm sure that he is. If the first play is successful, they'll line up on the ball and run the second play.
Stabler has completed 4 of 7 passes. The last 2 were dropped. He's been sacked 3 times. Has a lot of pressure, gets it out. It's complete. Close to the first down, maybe a little short. The Oilers moving very quickly. Mike Renfro made the catch. Stabler directing traffic. 31-yard line. Wide receiver Ken Burrow just barely got back. He'd been about 60 yards downfield. Stabler far side. Ed Taylor had the coverage. Renfro again the intended receiver. Incomplete pass stopping the clock.
31 seconds.
Be 3rd down and 1.
Actually, that last time, Stabler could have called timeout because the clock was running while Kenny Burrow had to come all the way back. With 3 timeouts remaining and a minute to go, he could afford to call a timeout. He'll utilize them now. If this play is successful and the ball is in play, I'm sure he'll call timeout.
3 wide receivers, Ken Burrow, Mike Olson, the rookie from Oregon State, and Mike Renfro. Earl Campbell. Campbell has the first down. He is dropped at the 36, and they'll take the timeout. Glenn Blackwood with the tackle. 24 seconds now left to go, first half. Earl Campbell, 26 yards on 7 carries.
I don't know if you could see him moving his arm around because the reason being that he has had a shoulder problem the last couple of weeks. Really didn't know how much he was going to be able to play today. You knew that he was going to go out and try, and hopefully he wouldn't get a shot on the injured area. But the way he runs, it takes 2, 3, 4 men to bring him down. You know he's going to have to get hit on all parts of his body.
It's hard to miss the injured area, which is a bruised shoulder. 24 seconds left to go. First half. Dolphins in front by 2, 9-7. Ed Biles, head coach of the Houston Oilers. Miami and Houston identical records, 2-0. 2 of the 9 teams in the National Football League undefeated. 2 other undefeated teams meeting at Arrowhead Stadium. That is San Diego and Kansas City. The last report, Kansas City was leading that ball game.
The Chiefs are a surprise.
They are.
Won their first 2 ball games. That's the first time since 1969 they won the first 2. And that wasn't a bad year.
It was not a bad year at all.
Just won the Super Bowl, that's all.
And you won it as a wild card. Everybody forgets that. Stabler's pass is complete, far side to Carpenter, and he gets out of bounds at the 37 to stop the clock. Blackwood was there for the defense, a gain of a yard, 2nd and 9. 18 seconds left to go. First half.
You could tell that Carpenter is a veteran. He made that catch, turned around to see who was there, and knew he couldn't make much yardage, so he got out of bounds as quickly as he possibly could. Got to get the ball downfield. 18 seconds remaining. Got to get it downfield, hopefully to get in position to attempt a field goal. 3 wide receivers in the game.
5 on the pattern. Stabler's in trouble, slips the blitz, complete to Renfro. Kozlowski makes the tackle, 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 1. 8 seconds on the clock. Oilers stop it with a timeout.
Baumauer had him. Bob Baumauer, the nose tackle, thought that he had him.
Stabler not that agile, but he slips the potential
He can
sack.
feel the pressure. Here it is, number 73 is Baumauer. He's running a little game there with A.J. Dewey, number 77. And here it is right here, 73. Now, would you think that because he had respect for Stabler because both of them went to Alabama that he decided not to tear his head off?
Nothing to do with it.
No, he was trying to tear his head off. Stabler lowered his head. That's what happens a lot of times. People are trying to really devastate a quarterback if you just grab him.
Look at Baumauer. How did he get away? He's got that smile on his face. He said, I had him, right? Okay. 8 seconds left to go in the first half. Houston led 7-6 at the end of the first quarter. Miami now leads 9-7. Dolphins with 3 field goals. Stabler to Kinborough, 71-yard touchdown pass, the only touchdown of the ball game.
They got to hope to get into the end zone now, so he's got to go downfield. And looking at the top of the screen up there, it's going to be a couple of wide receivers. He may just throw the ball up in the air. That's what he's doing.
Deep far side. It is incomplete. Mike Holston, the intended receiver.
Looks like 1 second remaining, so they can line up again and do it again. He had 2 of his wide receivers to the top of your screen. You can see how deep, look how deep those defensive backs are. They know what's going on out there. Look at that. They aren't even in the picture when the play is started. What Stabler is hoping that either one of 2 things, that his man will come up with a great catch, or they'll call the defense for a defensive penalty, interference, and they'd get the ball at that particular slot. Maybe get an opportunity to kick a field goal. I'm sure he'll try the same thing again.
And what he wants here is the defensive penalty, because the period then could be extended in time for one more play. That's what he's looking for.
Now he's got 3 men to that side.
And Stabler is sacked. That is the 4th sack of the ball game for the Miami Dolphins. Doug Betters got it. And with that play, the first half comes to a close. So it has been the field goal kicking of Uwe von Schumann, who has hit 3 out of 4. From 42, 37, and 27 yards. He missed from 46 yards away. The touchdown from Stabler to Burrow. That's it. The fact that Miami had the ball almost twice as much as the Houston Oilers.
Well, I tell you, Houston has had their problems offensively. Last week, they only had 8 first downs in the ball game against Cleveland. They won that ball game. They only had 3 so far in the first half against Miami. And they had, I think, a total of 109 yards in total offense. One of those plays was a 71-yarder to Kenny Burrow for a touchdown. So you take away that play, and offensively, really, Houston has not done much of a job at all. Thankfully for Houston, their defense is playing well.
Now, the Miami Dolphins, an interesting ball club to watch. A lot of new names, a lot of youngsters. Their average age on the entire team is 25. They only have 2 players that are over 30, but they do play with enthusiasm.
They play with a great deal of enthusiasm. I think you can see it on the kickoff. And the kickoff returns, because they go out there and they are determined to go all out. We saw it in the first half, and I'm sure starting the second half we're going to see it again.
So we've had what it amounts to a defensive battle in the first half, as you can look at the statistics. And the bottom line, well, that is the time of possession.
Looking at 1930 for Miami, 10:30 for the Houston Oilers. Now, for Houston, they're the type of ball club that they want to give the football to Earl Campbell, let him run, and they want to maintain, they want that figure right there. They want to have the ball, possession of the ball, a lot more than the Miami Dolphins.
So as we get set to start the second half, it'll be Tony Fritz kicking off. for the Houston Oilers. And Fulton Walker, number 41, is the deep back set for the return for the Miami Dolphins.
An onside-er.
An onside, or just a short pop-up kick, but an excellent play by Joe Rose, the tight end, who circled back under it and then picked up about a yard on the return. What about that?
The tight ends haven't caught the ball very often. Anytime it's in the air and they can get it, they go after it.
Including a kick down, a punt downfield that we had in the first half. All right, now we go to work. Miami started with David Woodley, Tony Nathan, and Woody Bennett as an offensive backfield. But now Nathan and Bennett are out of the ballgame with injuries. So Woodley, the quarterback, will stay in, and we will check to see who's in the backfield with him. Andrew Franklin is there as one of the backs, and Tommy Vigorito is the other. And we have action before the snap, so we can check out the receivers for Miami. Duriel Harris, Jimmy Cefalo, and Nat Moore. There's the three wide receivers. They'll be shuffling through. Ronnie Lee started at tight end. Joe Rose and Bruce Hardy have been replacing him. That offensive line is John Giesler, Bob Kuchenberg, Mark Dennard, Ed Newman, and Eric Laxo. Defensively for the Oilers, Stinsrud, Kennard, and Bethea, the front three. The linebackers, Washington, Hunt, Bingham, and Brazil, and in the secondary, Wilson, Perry, Reinfeldt, and Stimmer. So it is first down and 15. To throw, drops it off, left side, pass is complete. A gain of about 3 on the play. Tommy Vigoro is the man who caught it. Now let's go to Brian Gumbo.
Charlie, at Arrowhead Stadium, the Chargers have moved out in front of the Chiefs. Dan Fouts throwing to a pretty good young rookie, number 21, James Brooks. He takes this 29 yards, touchdown. It's Fouts' 6th touchdown throw of the year. Chargers lead 14-7. Charlie?
I thank you, Brian. Here will be second down and 12. At the 38-yard line of Miami as Nick Giaquinto comes in to join Vigorito in the backfield. 9-7. The Dolphins with 4 sacks in the first half, and that means on the season they already have 12. Giaquinto. Good balance, goes to the 44. He picks up 6. It'll be third down and around 6 as Stimrick makes the tackle.
We've got a Houston Oiler on the field very slowly to get up. That's Bingham, number 54. Been an outstanding linebacker for the Houston Oilers for many years. Generally the leading tackler on the team.
So we have an injury timeout stopping the clock at the 13:46 mark. We are in the third quarter. In a game that has developed into a defensive battle. Only one big play, and that is a 71-yard touchdown pass from Ken Stabler to Ken Burrow.
Look who's at quarterback. Number 10, Don Strock.
Don Strock, the quarterback.
Looks like Bingham's all right. He's dealt out a lot of punishment to other people, and then, in return, there's some pain involved.
So Miami operating in reality with a backup backfield with Strock, Vigorito, and Giaquinto. Just a coach's decision. Nothing is wrong with Woodley. Completed 12 of 23 for 85 yards in the first half. Strock, the veteran backup quarterback. He's always had that ability to move the offense. Miami has converted 4 of 10 third down opportunities. Houston 1 of 7. This is third down 6. Strock goes deep, double coverage, incomplete. Nat Moore, the intended receiver, Carter Hartwig, and Stimrick had the coverage.
Strock back to throw, and he has good time to throw. He's going deep to 89, Nat Moore, but you'll take a look at 36, Carter Hardwick, coming in right now, was in excellent position to make the play. And once again, number 27, Stimrick, doing an excellent job of coverage.
Tom Oroz will be kicking to Carl Roaches. His average in the game, 39.5 yards kicking for Oroz. Roaches is an excellent punt and kickoff return specialist. Good punt. Taken at the 15-yard line and then drops it, and it goes bouncing out of bounds at the 16. So Houston will take over following that 42-yard kick at their own 16-yard line, first down. We are 2.5 minutes. No, we're a minute and a half into the third quarter. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back in a moment. Dolphins lead it 9-7.
Campbell caused the Jets to scramble? Can the Colts Jones break Miami's boat? Can Seattle's Zorn make the Chiefs look war? Next Sunday.
This is the way the Oilers started the ballgame. Basically, this is the same set as far as their offense is concerned. They haven't changed that much, and that's what they'll be going with now. First opportunity in offense, second half. They start at their own 16-yard line. Earl Campbell gets the call. Fumble at the bottom of the stack as a scramble for it. The Dolphins say, we have it. Wait to see what the officials say. Officials say that Houston has it. So it goes for 3. It's at the 19-yard line, second down 7. Don Shula, the head coach of the Dolphins. His record, 195 victories, 78 losses, and 5 ties. 4th winningest coach in the history of the National Football League. And Doug Betters got his varsity letter of the Oiler backfield.
Well, he thought that number 76, Morris Towns, moved. Which evidently he did. It goes against Houston.
Once an interior lineman goes to that 3 or 4 point stance, because he cannot move, and then becomes a good defensive play. If he makes the motion, then you go right with him. Right in zone. Tony Nathan, number 22.
60 offense, second down.
Ball started Ed Fisher as Nathan now is coming back at least to the near sideline. He's now in the right-hand corner of the field. 14-yard line. Second down and 12. Betters, Baumauer, and Den Herter, normally that front 3. Earl Campbell. Campbell to the 20. Gets the block. Close to the first down. May have it.
He's got it.
Glenn Blackwood makes the tackle, and Houston crowd has been very quiet today.
Well, they have reason to be quiet. They've only had one big play so far this afternoon. Here's a draw play going to the left side, 74. Leon Gray, we've been talking about him. He pushes his man out of the way, creates a hole for Campbell. Now look at here. He's going to go straight upfield. Once that he got as far as he could, the sideline was there. He went straight upfield, picked up an additional 3 or 4 yards. That's what makes him, that's one of the reasons what makes him such an outstanding back.
First down by the length of the football, 26-yard line. For the Dolphins, Bob Brudzinski, Ernest Rowan, A.J. Dewey, and Larry Gordon, the linebackers, with Don McNeil and Gerald Small in the corners, Glenn Blackwood and Don Besselou at the safety.
What Houston needs to do, they've got to get Campbell working. They've got to get him moving, get him some yards, put some pressure on that defense, have the defense look for the run, enabling this man to be able to put the ball up in the air and throw.
Play action on first down. Stabler pump fake, then he throws to Carpenter. Carpenter is out of bounds. Carpenter had to have second thoughts because the pump fake, he was open. Then he drew a crowd by the time the ball got there the second time.
Here was the play action pass I'm talking about. The linemen fire out, making them think it's a running play when actually Stabler is faking and going back to throw. And here, the man, Vern Den Herter, is trying to get away, but good job by Leon Gray, staying with his man. As long as that man is fighting, he knows that the pass has not been released.
And Ernest Rowan bumped him out of bounds at the 32. It'll be second down and 4. On first down play, Houston has been averaging 10 yards. Miami has been averaging just under 3. Miami has had almost twice as many first down opportunities, though. They've had the ball that much more. Here's Campbell, first down. Earl to the 43.
'74 Leon Gray firing out on his man. A good block, good contact on Vern Den Herter. drives him back 3 or 4 yards. If you're able to do that as an offensive lineman, you should make some yardage. Now here's what Campbell does best. Run with the football, now straight ahead. Pick up as much additional yardage as he possibly can. And it's not surprising that Stabler is going to that left side of the Houston Oilers. One reason is Stabler is left-handed, the other is 74, Leon Gray.
Stabler rolls, throws, pass is complete to Carpenter. 47-yard line. Field good for Larry Gordon makes the tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 6, so now Stabler is going to the air on 1st down.
Well, he's moving to his left. Rolling out, he's left-handed. It's much easier to throw that way. Feel some heat.
Little scratching at the end and kicking at the end of this play. Watch.
Yeah, I know it. Watch number 60. If he comes in, number 60 is Fisher. Number 60 right there. See what he does to that linebacker. Hello. Keep your eyes open and be ever alert.
2nd and 6. Campbell. Miami 48-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 1. Burned in Herder makes the tackle. Now, we have been spotlighting the play of Houston Oiler offensive all-pro tackle Leon Gray throughout the game. Here is another look at number 74 in action.
The offensive linemen, they have to do the job to be successful offensively. And here he is inviting Vern Den Herder in, making him think it's a pass when he gets to try to turn him to the outside. This is a draw play.
Our innovative producer, Mike Weissman, coming up with the idea of following a key player, a key matchup, the hot spot of the ball game. And that's what we're doing with the play of Leon Gray. Campbell dropped for a loss as Veselu came in underneath him. So our journalistic approach at NBC Sports going inside of the game and away from the play of the football, giving you the bird's eye look of what is going on. That is what we're doing in our spotlight action on Leon Gray. Tommy Vigorito getting set to return to Cliff Parsley. Campbell now 12 carries, 58 yards. 58 yards.
Might add on that last play, Don Veselu made an outstanding tackle.
Fair catch is called for, but the ball takes a Houston bounce. It will be down around the 10-yard line. So Miami will have their backs to the wall upon a 40-yard. David Carter is the man who downed the football. The score is Miami 9 and Houston 7. In the 3rd quarter, it is Miami 9 and Houston 7. Dolphins with the ball on their own 10-yard line. Don Strock is the quarterback with Vigorito and Franklin in the backfield, and they're split. Of a couple of yards, the swarming defense of the Oilers. Ken Kennard was there. Mark it at the 9. It'll be 2nd down and 11. Jimmy Cephalo and Duriel Harris are now the wide receivers. Bruce Hardy the tight end. Don Strock the quarterback. Tommy Vigorito goes to the 15-yard line. He picks up 6 for the Miami Dolphins. For those of you watching the New York Jet-Pittsburgh game, welcome to the Astrodome in Houston. This is Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson, Miami in front of Houston by a score of 9-7. We're in the 3rd quarter, moving on the 8-minute mark, time remaining. For the Miami Dolphins, all of their scoring, Uwe von Schaman field goals of 42, 37, and 27 yards. For the Houston Oilers, the only really exciting play of the first half. A 71-yard touchdown pass from Ken Stabler to Ken Burrow.
And right now, Don Strock in a passing situation. Preseason, Charlie, he was 24 of 26.
3rd down and 6.
Too much time.
Goes down, delay of game. That'll cost 5 yards. Now, David Woodley was the starting cornerback for the Dolphins, played the first half. On a coaching change, Strock came in the second half. The starting running backs for the Dolphins were Tony Nathan and Woody Bennett. They are both out of the ball game. Nathan is out with a bruised wrist, and Woody Bennett is out with a twisted knee. So it has been Tommy Vigorito, Andra Franklin, the two rookies, and Nick Chiaquito.
Number 10 offense, third down.
For Miami, we have seen Nat Moore, Jimmy Cefalo, and Duriel Harris, the three wide receivers rotating. Ronnie Lee, the starting tight end, out with a knee injury. Joe Rose and Bruce Hardy have been replacing him there.
And what you're trying to say is Miami has had a lot of injury problems in this ball game, and they've got a problem right now. They need 10 yards to pick up a first down.
You always were succinct in your coverage, Lynn. And they will not get it. 11-yard line. Vigorito gets the call, and Ken Kennard stopped him. Sellout crowd here in the Astrodome. They haven't had that much to cheer about. But now the Oilers should have excellent field position, as Carl Roach is one of the outstanding return men in the National Football League, will be returning the punt of Tom Oro.
Receiving this punt, he should be in excellent field position. Something that Houston needs right now, because they really haven't done a great deal offensively, with the exception, as you said, that one 71-yard bomb, Stabler to Kenny Burrow.
Roach is at the 43. A flag is down. Roaches to the 50 has 7 yards on the return, but a marker was dropped to the 43-yard line. A punt of 45 yards by Tom Oro. Andra Franklin down very quickly for the Dolphins. So rather than a good field position, which would be the 50-yard line, the penalty could well put the Oilers in trouble.
It'll take them back. That was an excellent punt for one reason. It had great height, so it gave the kicking team an opportunity to get down and get involved in the play. Created a penalty.
Tom Dooley, the referee, in the black hat.
Why would they do that? Should have a white hat. He's a good guy, isn't he?
He is. We'll mark it back at the 32-yard line.
Illegal use of the hands. 36 of the receiving team. First down.
Call on Carter Hardwick. So Houston will have a first down at their own 32-yard line. We've got a timeout. The score is Miami 9 and Houston.
The Jets continue to have their problems. Richard Todd here intercepted by J.T. Thomas. The Steelers have moved down. They're now inside the 30 and leading 24-3. Let's go back to Houston. Charlie Jones, Lenny Dawson.
All right, thank you, Bryant. Here the score is still 9-7 Miami. Houston with the ball, their own 32-yard line. They have a first down. The last drive that the Oilers had the ball, they held it for 4 minutes and 28 seconds. Play action. And the 5th sack of the ball game. Bob Baumhauer has his 3rd sack. The Dolphin raging defense.
Play action pass, you're supposed to make the defense think it's going to be a run. Stabler really doesn't have any chance at all. 73 is Baumhauer, 77 is A.J. Dewey. Both of them in there, both of them coming right up the middle. And when that happens, from a quarterback's point of view, there is no place to hide, no place to go. And that time, Baumhauer made sure that Stabler did not duck under his tackle and get away.
5 sacks for the Dolphins. The Oilers have lost 36 yards attempting to throw the ball. Stabler 9 of 14 for 111 yards. Earl Campbell on the draw. Gain of 4 from the 25 to the 29. It was 2nd and 17. It'll be 3rd down and 13. 3rd down and 13 as A.J. Dewey made the tackle.
Once again, Houston offensively not really doing much at all. The last time they had the football, they did keep it for a while. Earl Campbell, 62 yards rushing so far on 13 carries. And most of that has been real hard yardage. I mean, there hasn't been a wide hole to run through.
Mike Kozlowski and Ed Taylor in the secondary. 6 men back. And still the pressure is on, and another sack. 6th sack of the ball game for the Dolphins. Was it Baumhauer again? He's going bananas. We'll give him a half and Doug Better's a half.
That is pressure. That is heat. And Stabler was feeling it. 2 times he's gone back to pass in this particular possession. He's had absolutely no time at all to throw the football. So the wide receivers can forget about running and making moves on the defensive end because there's no time to do it.
19-yard line. It's 4th down and forever as Parsley will be kicking. Vigorito set for the return. Good kick. Vigorito, 37-yard line. And Holston rides him down at the 45. She'll have 8 yards on the return. So Miami will have the ball at their own 45-yard line, a 44-yard kick. We've got a timeout with 5 minutes left to go, 3rd quarter, and the Dolphins on top by 2. We now have 5 minutes left to go. We're in the 3rd quarter here at the Astrodome.
And for the Houston Oilers, defensively, they're going to have to do it once again. They can't afford to have Miami get a drive going right here. Offensively for Houston, they're not doing anything so far in the second half.
Miami first down, their own 44-yard line. Dolphins leading by 2, 9-7. Brock is the quarterback, and they stay on the ground. If you were with us in the first half when David Woodley was the quarterback, he was throwing on almost every first down opportunity. I believe unofficially we had him at 16 of 18 first down situations, and 18 first down situations he threw 16 times. Marked the ball at the 48-yard line is Vigorito. Picked up 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Number 16, David Woodley, the starting quarterback. 2nd down, 6. Strock to throw. Third part of the infield. Not that good a footing. Ricochet. Intercepted. Ted Washington has it. Big break for the Oilers as Ted Washington has the interception. Duriel Harris, the intended receiver.
Duriel Harris should have caught that football, Charlie. It hit him. It was a good throw by number 10, Don Strock. And when that ball pops up in the air, generally there are defensive men around to come up with the interception. This time it was Ted Washington, number 59. Play action pass. Good time. Plenty of time to throw. He gets the ball down. You can see that right here. Duriel Harris makes those catches most of the time. That time he didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Houston Oiler defensive men around that football.
Now the Oilers at their own 45-yard line. Interceptions are even, 1 on each side. Earl Campbell, just a couple to the 47. It'll be 2nd down and 8 as Vernon Herter was there. Vernon Herter, number 83, normally playing on the left side of the defensive line, now on the right.
Charlie, I believe that's probably one of the reasons why, besides Leon Gray, one of the reasons why they're going to that side is because number 83, Vernon Herter, is accustomed to playing the other side. So they're testing him here. He's in a new position, really, so they're going after him.
2nd down and 8. Stabler to throw. Pass is complete. First down as Mike Barber has his 2nd reception of the ball game and his 2nd reception of the season. Ernest Roan with the tackle, a gain of 10 and a first down.
Keeping the drive alive. Houston has not done very much offensively in this ball game, as we said, with the exception of the one pass. Of course, that resulted in a touchdown, 71 yards, Stabler to Ken Burrow.
Miami 43-yard line.
They're on the dirt part of this field right now, which can create some problems with your feet slipping.
Out of the backfield, Rob Kuchenberg. Leading the way is John Schumacher. Listen to the crowd.
This is a screen pass. 74 Leon Gray is trying to keep the hands of Vernon Herter down. That's why he went down around his ankles. Now you're going to see Rob Carpenter. Now you're going to see extra effort right here. Continuing the leg drive, picking up additional yardage and putting Houston right now in excellent field position.
A gain of 17 to the Miami 26. 2:05 left to go, 3rd quarter. Oilers on the move. Tim Wilson in the backfield. Earl Campbell cutting behind the block of Wilson. He'll get a couple of yards as Ernest Roan brings him down.
saw Mike Barber, number 86, getting up very slowly. They can't afford to lose him because he's it. Dave Casper has got a hamstring problem. He hasn't been able to play. That means that Mike Barber is the only one. So the coach will say, no, you can't be hurt, Mike, because you're the only one we have left.
Second and 8, 24-yard line. Stabler to throw. Pump fake. Pumps again. He is sacked for the 7th time. Doug Benner's got it. 7 sacks for the Miami Dolphins.
Nobody was open. He did have time really to get the ball off, but you're going to see Stabler pumping, hoping that that pump would free somebody. He's looking again. Nobody is there. 2 pumps. Plenty of time really to get rid of the football, but that defensive front of the Miami Dolphins putting a lot of pressure on Ken Stabler, bringing him down. Now they've got a long way to go for first down.
30-yard line, 3rd down and 14. Campbell, a straight shot up the middle. Has 7 yards to the 23. It'll be 4th down and 7, and that means we're in Tony Fritz country. Tony will come in to try and put the Oilers in front. His first field goal attempt. 3 out of 3 last week against Cleveland, and 5 out of 6 on the year as long as 50 yards.
I wonder if he can stand all this waiting. Now, this is the first appearance other than the extra point for Tony Fritz.
That and the kickoff. That's right.
So he really hasn't had an opportunity to stay loose.
And Mike Reinfeldt's the holder.
He is an accurate field goal kicker. He's the second. He's the first.
Oh, yeah.
Top career percentage-wise in field goals.
40 yards away. He's got it. And the Oilers are on top by 1. And with that play, that is the end of the 3rd quarter. The score is Houston 10, Miami 9. We'll be right back to the Astrodome after these messages from your local station. Everybody make faces at the camera.
They finally have something to smile about.
They do, don't they?
The second time this afternoon they've smiled about something.
Tony Fritz kicking off. And at the 1-yard line, it is Fulton Walker, the rookie from West Virginia. And John Corker is the man who brought him down.
Came down in a hurry. What do field goal kickers and kickoff men do after they kick the football? Well, let's take a look and find out. Number 16 is your amazing field goal kicker, Tony Fritz. He's the safety man, Charlie. He's hoping that he doesn't have to safety anything. He was just looking back there, taking a look at what's going on. Right.
A ground level view.
They tell him, Tony, kick the ball and stay out of the way.
Miami from their own 22-yard line. They trail now by 1. Franklin breaks it. Andra Franklin, the rookie from Nebraska, 2nd round of the draft. Ted Washington saved the touchdown. Houston 48-yard line, 29 yards. Here it is.
Miami's had great success up the middle, and one of the reasons 67 Bob Kuchenberg makes an excellent block. Now it's excellent balance by Franklin. You're going to see 59, Ted Washington, trip him up. Otherwise, possibly could have gone into the end zone for a touchdown. Anyway, they're near midfield right now.
Franklin gets the call. This time, a couple of yards. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. 47-yard line of Houston. 14 minutes left to go in the ball game. Mike Stensrud with the tackle. Stensrud, that defensive left end, he's playing in Andy Doris' spot because Andy's watching the ball game in Methodist Hospital here. He's been down with a back problem all week. Now, Nick Giaquito and Tommy Vigorito are the 2 running backs. Strock is a thrower's 0 for 3, and he's had an interception. Woodley started the ball game. Strock has been the quarterback in the second half for Miami. Quick screen, Vigorito. Close to the first down, which is in the neighborhood of the 38-yard line, 38 of the 39. Greg Bingham with the tackle.
Very close to the first down. It's going to be a little short, I believe.
So officials will take a timeout for the measurement. Coming up for Miami, they will be at Baltimore next week, and then in 2 weeks home to host the Jets. And they still, that game is not yet sold out. Houston will be at New York, so both these ball clubs playing the Jets in the next couple of weeks. And then Cincinnati will be here in the Dome in 2 weeks against Houston. Telecast of today's game presented by authority of the National Football League, intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or the use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Houston Oilers and the National Football League is prohibited.
First down, Charlie. They did make it.
Just inside the Houston 39-yard line. Figueredo and Franklin are the split back. Figueredo, good defensive play. He'll lose about 3 as Vernon Perry, the strong safety, came up to cut him down.
Vernon Perry's responsibility was he was the force man on that play. He was to penetrate the line of scrimmage and turn everything in. He did such a great job. Not only did he do that, but he grabbed the ball carrier in the backfield for a loss. Going to force them now in a situation where they got to put the ball in the air.
Second down, 13. Uriel Harris wide to the far side.
5 defensive backs in the ball game.
Over the middle, pass is complete. A flag is down. Figueredo caught the ball. Robert Brazil with the tackle. Now we'll go back to the marker.
They're going to
holding against Miami.
Just when they get things moving, they get a penalty to take them back. Here are some of the scores today. Cleveland leading Cincinnati 13-3 in the third quarter. Pittsburgh is bombing the Jets.
67 offense, second down.
Bob Kuechenberg just talking. Atlanta leading San Francisco. Minnesota over Detroit in the third quarter, 23-21. St. Louis 33-17 over Washington. That's in the fourth quarter.
Here it is Houston 10, Miami 9. Dolphins trailing by 1. Faces second and 24. 12 minutes left in the game. Screen. Giaquinto to the 40. At the 37-yard line. Good play, J.C. Wilson with a tackle. Pick up a 15.
They have to throw underneath the secondary because with 5 defensive backs in there, what they're doing is they're really getting depth and forcing Miami to throw in front of the linebackers. As they're doubling up on the 2 wide receivers. And the only place left to go is to the running back.
Third down and 8, just outside the Houston 36-yard line. Pickup of about 5, and they could go for the field goal. Going deep instead into the corner. Knocked away. Cephalo, the intended receiver, and Reinfeldt made the play.
That was an excellent play by Reinfeldt, number 37. You can see the top part of your screen going deep back into the corner. That is a zone defense. Looking at the play, and he makes it. He's in position to make that play. Strzok is trying to go up top. By that means over everybody for the deep long pass into the far side of the field near the end zone. Good play defensively.
Oro is trying to just drop it before the goal line, and it may be down. And it will be down around the 1-yard line. Tom Oro's, the free agent from Ohio State, bunt covering 35 yards. Fulton Walker was down very quickly. Houston will have terrible field position. We've got a timeout. 10:59. A lot of time remaining. We'll be back.
Behind twice. twice to win this year are doing it again against the Browns. This is a 42-yarder. Kenny Anderson and Chris Collinsworth. It is now 13-10, Cleveland in the fourth. Let's go back to Houston. Charlie and Lenny.
That's becoming a cardiac matchup between those two ball clubs. Houston now from their own 1-yard line. They cannot be trapped in the end zone. That would be a safety, cost him 2, and it would also cost him the lead. He's trying to get a little room to operate. Officials were spotted at the 4, a gain of 3, so it'll be 2nd down and 7. And another problem they're facing that you face as a quarterback. When you have two surfaces, here you have the dirt and you have the artificial turf.
If Stabler's going back to pass, he's going to have to move back on that turf onto the synthetic turf, and it does present a problem.
Earl Campbell. You notice what they did is that Campbell stayed to the left of the dirt part. He stayed on the same surface, on the artificial surface, so we would have that same kind of footing.
Might explain the footing, because on synthetic turf you do get excellent footing straight ahead. You can dig those cleats in and you can really drive. You're seeing Earl Campbell do that right now into the grass of number 73, Bob Baumauer. On dirt you can slip a lot easier and you lose all of your power.
3rd down and 4. This time Earl will lose yardage. Larry Gordon makes the play. And that means that Cliff Parsley, with a 39-yard average before the game, will be kicking.
From the I formation, it's a good formation for Earl Campbell because he can actually maneuver to any part of the field, but Larry Gordon, number 50, was there. There was absolutely no place for Earl Campbell to go. It's a good play defensively by the Miami Dolphins.
Tommy Vigorito with an 87-yard punt return for a touchdown against Pittsburgh. Is the deep back setting up shop at the 50-yard line. Parsley kicking from his end zone. Taken at the 50, 45, 40, about 10 on the return, and Miami has excellent field position. 45 yards on the kick by Cliff Parsley, and Ted Thompson makes the tackle. We've got a timeout. The Oilers have the lead. The Dolphins have the football. 55 left to go in the ball game. Houston leading by 1, 10-9. Miami has the ball. First down. Oilers 40-yard line. Don Strock, the quarterback. Vigorito and Franklin in the backfield. Strock to throw. Duriel Harris. J.C. Wilson makes the stop.
What are those things? I guess we are in Texas, by golly. You know, Charlie, looking at Miami, backup quarterbacks under Shula since 1970 have a 23-6 record. But the record against Dolphins have gone 10 consecutive quarters against this Oiler defense without scoring a touchdown. That spans 3 ball games. They're on the 35-yard line now. They have an excellent opportunity to get into the end zone.
They're also 0-8 against Central Division teams over the last 8 years.
Why have we been saying so many nice things about Shula being a great coach?
Franklin. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Darrell Hutt was there. We've seen 2 good defenses at work today. 3rd down and 4.
And I believe we'll have 3 wide receivers in the ball game for the Miami Dolphins, which would give you a pretty good indication they plan to throw the football.
It is caught. Duriel Harris steps out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. 19 yards on the play.
That was an excellent throw by Don Strock. He let this ball fly before Harris made his final move, and the ball is on its way. Now Harris, you can see right there, got his head around, and which is very important. Get your head around as quickly as you possibly can to pick up that football. If you're slow with your head and shoulders turning around, you're going to be slow with the rest of your body. Big first down for the Miami Dolphins.
At the Houston 15. goes to the same side, to the same man, Duriel Harris, and he is out of bounds. They're picking on J.C. Wilson.
What they're doing is a quick outs. About 5 or 6 yards downfield, turning toward the sideline. The ball should be on the way. That time it was. Good throw by Don Strock. What they're trying to do also is spread out that defense and find man-to-man coverage on one of the wide receivers so that he can get the ball out to him. That time Duriel Harris had man-to-man coverage and he got the ball to him.
Harris, 4 receptions, 37 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 9, a gain of 6. It's second down and 4. First back through. Andra Franklin, 5-yard line. This is close to the first down. We may have a measurement. Bethea and Kennard were there for the Oilers. 7 minutes, 50 seconds, time remaining.
I really like the way the Miami's fullbacks go straight ahead. There is no hesitation whatsoever. They're just flying up there. If the hole is there, they're going to get through it. If there isn't a hole there, sometimes they can create a little hole and pick up the yardage for first down like they did right now.
First down, goal to go, 5-yard line.
Here it is, straight ahead. You can watch the blocking up front by the center and the 2 offensive guards. And straight ahead, no hesitation by that back. Had he hesitated, he wouldn't have picked up the first down.
Franklin, the leading Miami rusher, with 52 yards and 8 carries. A double tight end set with Bruce Hardy and Joe Rose in the ball game. Darryl Skogstad comes in for the Oilers. They'll go with a 4-man front. 5-yard line. First down, goal to go. Houston leading by 1. 10 to 9. Franklin, he gets a couple. It'll be second down, goal to go. Greg Bingham has a bad elbow, but he's in there.
Bingham had a hyperextended elbow, but he's a tough guy. He wants to play. On that last play, as you're looking at Franklin and his statistics, 53 yards and 9 attempts. Stemrick impresses me. He's a cornerback, number 27. He comes up and forces this inside. Right there, forces it inside, enabling the defensive men to pursue from the inside and make the tackle. If you let that man get outside, it's a touchdown. Play pass.
Franklin, end zone, touchdown. And Miami is out in front now, 15 to 10 with the extra point to come. A 40-yard drive in 7 plays.
Just got through telling you about the Dolphins' inability to score. This is the first touchdown in 11 quarters against Houston for Miami. Play pass. Franklin got a step on the linebacker. Strock gets the ball out to him in a hurry. Lets him run with it into the end zone for a touchdown. The important thing is to get the ball to that back as quickly as you possibly can and let him run.
Uwe von Schaman out of the hold of Don Strock. Flag is down. It is through the uprights, but flags were dropped.
Delay, there's 12 men on the defense. The point is good. It will be assessed on a kickoff.
That is the call. The Oilers couldn't stop it with 12 men on the field. The Dolphins now lead by a score of 16 to 10. Back with the kickoff. National Football League. Carl Roaches and Willie Tullis are set to return the kickoff with Uwe von Schaman. Miami leading by 6, 16 to 10. Roaches, 1-yard line. Carl's to the 15. And then down at about the 17, a return of 16 yards. And there is Andra Franklin, the wheel horse in that last drive. Steve Potter made the tackle for the Dolphins on the kickoff.
Just a rookie.
But he's a good one, isn't he?
He'll remember that catch. But by the time he gets through talking about a few years from now, it'll be a 60-yard run through 18 people. All counts the same, though. 6 points when you get it into the end zone. That was the first touchdown given up by that Houston defense so far this year in the second half.
So the Oilers go to work on their own 17-yard line. They have just over 6.5 minutes left to go. Stabler goes deep. Single coverage. Ken Burrow underthrows him. Incomplete. Terrell Small knocked it down.
Kenny Stabler wanted another one. to Ken Burrow up top, but you can see how loose that secondary is. They're not playing tight. Backing off. The ball is thrown. It's underthrown. A lot of times the receiver has to, can go back and catch it, but the defensive man, Gerald Small, had such great position. Number 48 had such great position on 00 Kenny Burrow that he almost came up with the interception.
Matt Moore having a tape problem, an ankle problem, 2nd and 10. Stabler 11 of 17. He's been sacked 7 times. A lot of action, but very little real estate is picked up.
Quick screen out, number 74 is Leon Gray. He's go out and kick out the outside man. Now, he didn't have to kick out that man, Gerald Small, because Gerald Small took a look at Leon Gray and said, "You're too large for me," so he ran around him. Actually, even though Leon Gray did not block the defensive cornerback, he got the job done because the back cut inside. Unfortunately for Houston, the rest of the Miami defense was swarming over there and made the stop.
Jim Beaucamp into that defensive line. Kozlowski and Taylor in the secondary. 3rd and 9. Stabler throwing at 6 men in the secondary. Throws underneath the coverage, 30-yard line. A comeback reception by Mike Renfro, and the first down. So the Oilers sputtering on 1st and 2nd down, then convert, and they have a first down.
Kenny Stabler going back, and they needed this with about 20 to go in this ball game. He's pumping. Now he's throwing low. That old sidearm delivery. Now Renfro is the only one that would have an opportunity to make this catch. He came back and he did the right thing. He followed that ball. First things first, he made the reception for the first down.
Verndon Herter back into that defensive set. First down for Houston. Stabler throws far side. Pass is complete. Skipping the tackle. It is Mike Renfro again. First down. Renfro played his collegiate ball at TCU, where his head coach was Jim Schaffner, who's the new offensive coordinator for the Oilers.
He was in motion, and Stabler gets the ball out to him quickly. Now it's a matter of somebody making or missing the tackle. The tackle was missed, and Renfro getting upfield, coming up with some offense that the Houston Oilers badly need.
Ken Burrow left side. Mike Renfro right side, the 2 wide receivers. Barber open over the middle for a moment. Stabler is sacked, fumbles the ball. They will mark it dead with the sack. That is the 8th sack for the Miami Dolphins, and Verndon Herter got this one.
That Miami defensive front four is coming. They are really putting the heat on. And the reason it's so good is because it's unified. It's pressure coming from all points. Take a look at this. 73 is Beaucamper, 77 is Dewey, and they're coming up. The pressure is coming all up there. See, now Stabler is surrounded. He has no place to go. If he goes forward, he's tackled. If he tries to roll out, he's tackled. At mid-season last year, Miami only had 12 sacks. They have almost that right now in this one ball game.
2nd and 19. Renfro was hit. Questionable if the ball had gotten there in time. Crowd feels that it should be interference. Stabler is going to argue that point, and he will lose that argument.
Awfully close.
It was close.
Trying to go to number 82 is Renfro. You take a look at Dewey and the rest of the Miami front putting pressure on.
Oh, that is pass interference that was not called.
I think he hit him with his left arm.
Before the ball got there, yes. 3rd and 19. Glenn Blackwood was there for the defense. Renfro picks up about 9, so it'll be 4th down and 10. It was 3rd down and 19. 44-yard line. So Cliff Parsley is in to kick, and Tommy Vigorito will be set for the return. 3:14 and counting. Time remaining in the game.
I'm impressed with this young Miami defense. They are really putting the heat on the quarterback. And it's not just one man.
Fair catch. Taken at the 22-yard line. So Miami takes over. And we'll take a timeout. A 34-yard kick. The Dolphins have the football, and they have the lead by a score of 16-10. We'll be back in a moment. Charlie Jones, Lynn Dawson with 3 minutes and 1 second left to go in the game. Miami has the ball at their own 23-yard line, first down. And the Dolphins lead it 16-10.
And they'll keep it on the ground.
Andra Franklin. And he'll pick up a yard. And a timeout has been taken. And so let's check the scoreboard, Lynn.
Cleveland leading Cincinnati 20-10 fourth quarter. The Browns looking for their first win of the year. Uh-oh, the Jets are in trouble. Pittsburgh 38-3 third quarter. Both teams yet to win so far. Atlanta over San Francisco 34-17. That's in the fourth quarter. Here's a tight one. 24-23 Detroit leading Minnesota. That's in the fourth period. St. Louis got their offense rolling 40-23 in the fourth quarter over Washington. Two undefeated teams going into the game this afternoon. San Diego leading Kansas City 28-14 in the second quarter.
They had to come from behind.
Yeah, Kansas City jumped out in front 7-0. They should have called the game after that.
Our spotters here today, Vernon Eichenfelter and Frank Priddy, and Joe Costanza handling our statistics with 2:54 left to go.
For Houston taking that timeout, they have 2 timeouts remaining. They're looking for Miami to run with the football. I look for them to run with the football too, but a good change-up right now would be to throw a play-action pass or throw that football, because Houston is definitely looking for the run.
Andra Franklin, what a story he has been in this ball game, with Tony Nathan and Woody Bennett, the starting running backs, coming out with injuries. And then it has been Franklin and Vigorito, and Franklin scoring the touchdown, key player in the last drive by the Dolphins that led to the touchdown. Elvin Bethea and Greg Bingham on that last tackle. The Oilers take another timeout. They'll have 1 remaining. 2:47.
What they're doing is they're gambling that they can stop Miami right now without picking up a first down, giving the offense of Houston an opportunity to get the ball back in decent field position. They have to score a touchdown, 16-10. So Houston's offense has their work cut out for them. But first of all, they have to get the football.
This becomes the key play. It's 3rd down and 5. And one of the reasons it becomes the key is the Oilers have only 1 timeout remaining. Next week on NBC's Major League Baseball Game of the Week, a showdown in the National League West as the Los Angeles Dodgers face the Houston Astros. Scheduled to take the mound against the always tough Dodgers, fastball king Nolan Ryan. Some of you will see a key game in the American League East race as the Milwaukee Brewers travel to Detroit to tangle with the Tigers. So check your local listings for the game in your area. That's next Saturday at 2 Eastern Time right here on NBC Sports. Miami at their own 28-yard line, 3rd down 5. Vigorito, and he is met by Vernon Perry.
I'll tell you, Perry, number 32, the strong safety, does an excellent job of forcing. By forcing, that is coming up, either turning the play inside or making the tackle. And what he's trying to do is run him out of bounds to stop the clock. Houston's offense at least is going to get another opportunity to score.
Tom Oro's to kick. Carl Roaches is set for the return.
Well, now he should wait until the 2-minute warning. There's 3 seconds remaining.
And he will do just that. 2 minutes left to go. It is Miami 16 and Houston 10. When we come back, the Dolphins will be kicking to the Oilers. Sandusky, John Shula, Oro's to kick. Carl Roach is set for the return.
Be careful what you say about John Sandusky, that somebody didn't have to look a long way to look around him.
That's right. high, wobbly, and short fair catch. 42-yard line. Houston, their own territory. Oilers have good field position. 58 yards away from the end zone. We have our first final of the day. There it is.
Atlanta continues to win, defeating San Francisco 34-17. That's a final. Atlanta over San Francisco.
A 32-yard kick by Tom Oro. Oilers now at their own 42-yard line. 1:54. Time remaining. Can Stabler do it one more time? He sends 5 on the pattern. He's in trouble. He throws. Knocked away. Good defensive play. Don McNeil had the coverage.
That was a screen pass designed to go to the left side of Houston. Miami read it. They were out there. Stabler didn't have anybody to throw the football to. He rolled back and threw to the other side. Downfield. They're just those receivers just taking their men downfield as deep as they can. They're going to turn around and hopefully be in position to block.
Good play by McNeil.
Yes, came back to, tried to come back to run.
Betters and Dewey putting the pressure on Stabler. Second down and 10. 1:47 left. Stabler far side. Incomplete. Renfro, the intended receiver. It'll be third down and 10. Ed Taylor had the coverage. Miami now with 6 men in that secondary.
You got to figure there's 2 downs to pick up the first down because they have to go for it. That secondary is giving so much ground. They're not going to give up the bomb. They're going to back up and make Stabler throw in front of the defensive backs. Because if they throw in front, they'll make the tackle. And for Houston, they'd have to call a timeout. 1:42 remaining in this game.
Mike Renfro, 4 receptions, 41 yards.
And that defensive line can really tee off and go after Stabler now.
Renfro in motion. Incomplete. Renfro, who went in motion, then turned upfield. Couldn't quite get there. Ed Taylor picked him up. It will be 4th down and 10. Houston at their own 42-yard line. 1:36 left.
This is what I'm talking about, the secondary, how deep they're getting. You're not going to get behind them, so you're going to have to find a hole someplace to come up with a football. Renfro made a valiant effort to try to come up with that pass, but there was excellent coverage by number 45, Ed Taylor, on Renfro. This is it.
4th and 10.
This is it.
Ed Biles, the head coach of the Oilers.
No, sir.
Caught it out of bounds, will not be enough for the first down. So the Dolphins will take over. Gerald Small had the defensive coverage. And Miami has the football with 1.5 minutes remaining. And the Oilers with only 1 timeout. So all that the Dolphins will have to do is hand the ball to Andre Franklin and keep it on the ground and run out the clock.
That's what they're going to have to do. 1 more timeout remaining for Houston.
We've got a timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
The Chargers are the Bengals are trying to come back. Pete Johnson goes in with 1.5 minutes left. They're now down 20-17 in the 4th. Let's go back to Charlie Jones.
1:30 left to go. Miami out in front, 60-10, and the celebration has already started on the Dolphins side. It is Tommy Vigorito and Nick Giaquinto as the 2 running backs, but Strock will simply fall on the ball. And what a job Strock has done in the second half. He completed 7 of 11 for 62 yards. The touchdown pass to Andre Franklin, and he was intercepted 1 time. The Oilers will now take their last timeout. So if it stands up, Miami's record will be 3-0, and the Oilers' record will be 2-1. Miami travels to Baltimore next week. In 2 weeks, they return home to host the Jets. The Jets figure in the picture for the Oilers, as Houston will be at Shea Stadium next weekend against New York, and then the Oilers return home to host Cincinnati. David Woodley started for the Dolphins. He was replaced in the second half by Don Strock. That was a coaching change. The two running backs, Tony Nathan and Woody Bennett, came out with injuries. Nathan with a wrist and Bennett with a twisted knee. So Vigorito, Franklin, and Giaquinto have been the running backs. The tight end, Ronnie Lee, also came down with a knee injury. We've seen Bruce Hardy and Joe Rose in that slot. 16-10, Miami, 1:27 left to go. And now we'll see Strock simply fall on the ball and use all of the 30-second clock. And Matt Moore is back as a safety man in this formation. That's in case of any kind of a fumble. He could just scoop it up or cover it. The fourth winningest coach in the history of the National Football League, Don Shula. This victory would be number 196 on his way to the 200 mark. And this is his first win against an AFC Central Division team in 8 years. Andre Franklin, 11 carries, picked up 58 yards rushing. An AFC Central team on the road. A statistic that we dug out for this ball game. Strock simply taking the snap and falling on the ball. 3rd down and 14. 38 seconds and counting, as you can see. That is the time remaining. 26 seconds on the 30-second clock. Ed Biles, the new head coach of the Houston Oilers, suffering his first defeat here. His record will now be 2-1. 4th down and 16. The kicking team comes out, and they will use the full 30 seconds. Tom Orose is back. They've already gone past the 30-second. The officials didn't see it. The clock recycled. The 30-second clock recycled with 5 or 6 left to go. The game clock kept going, and nobody stopped them. So Biles wants one more chance. He says, that's right, 8 seconds. That's what he says. Should be 8 seconds on the clock. That's close enough, but it should be. It would be a 5-minute penalty for delay of game, violation of the 30-second rule. And then the clock would start with the snap. Oro's coming to the sideline. Meanwhile, Carl Roaches is waiting for a miracle to happen. He's at the 14-yard line and all alone. But don't forget, against the Rams, it was Willie Tullis, a 95-yard kickoff return. And he scored with 57 seconds remaining for that victory. The defense of the Dolphins today, a total of 8 sacks through 3 games. They now have 16 sacks on the year. So now the officials will sort out the clock.
Miami, there will be a re-kick with 4 seconds left.
Official says 4. So Roaches will have to do it on the return. They mark the line of scrimmage, the 42-yard line.
4 seconds left on the clock.
And so that is a live replay by Tom Dooley, the referee. The official clock on the scoreboard has not been changed. They can keep this time on the field in the same way that they would if we had a malfunction of the clock. And now Carl Roaches, who really was in the best position to see both of the clocks, is talking to an official back at the 12-yard line to our left. And he wants that extra 4 seconds, so does Ed Biles. Coming up next, NFL report, so we'll be recapping the action around the league. Now, they are going to reset the clock, so that is what is happening. So we'll have a delay until the clock is reset. About half the crowd is already in the parking lot at the Astrodome. Could it be the impossible dream after this wait for Carl Roaches? So now we have 4 seconds on the clock and we're ready to go. Tom Morrow's to kick. A 10-man rush. He gets it off. So Roaches takes it 91 yards away. And he is wrapped up. And that wraps up the game as the gun sounds on a bizarre ending. The kick of 50 yards by Tom Morrow. The undefeated Miami Dolphins defeating the undefeated Houston Oilers. Miami's record now is 3-0. The Oilers' record now is 2-1. And don't forget Uwe von Schamann, 3 out of 4 field goals from 42, 37, and 27 yards, picking up 9 valuable points for the Miami Dolphins. So the final here, once again, it is Miami 16 and Houston 10. The Budweiser NFL Report will be next.